Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Back at it again. Doing what we do, the same old shit. Sit in front of microphones and talk about the fake stuff. I got the Craft Man with me. What's going on, Craft Man?
Shit, nothing, man. Just excited to get onto these wide receivers. Like I said before the episode, me and you have no idea what each other thinks of these guys, and I don't know. There might be a little back and forth going on. I have no idea. You might like some of these guys that I like. You might hate some of these guys that I like.
Right. Wide receiver time. Can't wait. This is what everybody really wants. I mean, I like running backs. Me and you like running backs, but you know these young cats out there, they want the receivers, man. So here we are. We're going to break it down and give it to them. About to shit on a few of these guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. I ain't going to really sit here and shit on these guys like that. But I guess before we get started on these wide receivers, I'm going to go ahead and say what I think about the class. And this wide receiving class is ass. And all that little hype about the 2023 class. Like this is one thing I remember. Remember in our Superflex league, old Mudbutt was like, "It's the best draft class in the quarter of a century or something." And now I'm sitting here looking at it like, these motherfuckers. This class ain't shit. But that 24 class though, shit looking.
Hey, one thing I can say about Mudbutt is he said last year Seattle was a sleeping giant. So Nostradamus over here needs to change his damn name. Change his name. Get Mudbutt out of it. That's not a good look. But you know, he might be right. You never know.
Gotta give him credit about the Seahawks. Wrong about Noah Fant though. So he wasn't shit.
True.
But hey, 5-star review. Add the podcast. You can find me at Twitter at Crew Matt Hamm. Craft, where can we find you?
Craft Man, Pack Fan.
Craft Man, Pack Fan, man. So, man, we gonna go ahead and get right to it. And we'll just start it off from the top. JSN, Jaxon, Smith-Njigba out of Ohio. 196. Verticals, 35-inch vert, 10.5 broad jump, 6.573 cone, 20 yard is a 3.93. His Superflex ADP is 35.9, which is first among rookies. And man, I'm talking about the hype is. I ain't gonna say the hype is real, but the hype is there. I mean, I've even seen people saying in dynasty rankings they're gonna have him up there with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I'm seeing that type of shit.
All right. Everybody always gets them carried away. They forget that some of these guys don't even pan out. I mean, there's some of these guys every year. Some of these receivers just don't work. Not last year. All of them worked last year. But what you got to say about them, man? What you think?
Well, before we go on, I don't know if people have been listening for a while. I worked with old Jordan Phillips. I had him on the podcast last year around this time, and I was asking him about JSN, and he ain't buying into JSN. He's saying this dude is way overhyped. Dude's been the third best receiver on his team for multiple seasons. And I think there's like kind of an argument for that. Now, I like JSN, and I buy into some of the hype. I'm not buying into top 2 dynasty. I'm not buying into that type of shit, but heck, I liked him. Some strengths. He knows how to beat the zone, knows where to sit. Good catches while contested. Track deep ball. He's athletic and smooth, so he's good. But it's pretty much just banking on 1 year production. He ain't do shit last year. He was all hurt and stuff. He wasn't. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. He was teammates with Marvin Harrison Jr. and that dude's the best wide receiver on the team. So, plays a lot in the slot. I don't know. I like him. Easily the best receiver though. What you say?
Yeah, I remember going back to the combine time where everybody was talking about his 40, what he'd run, and he skipped that and ran the short area drills, the cones, and then ran in the 4.5s and I think the low 4.5s at his pro day. But I don't know anything about like the 10 cone drill, 30 cone drill, what's quick or not. All I remember is them saying that he had incredible short area burst, and that, combine's one thing, but I seen that on the field. Some of the things I got on him. He ran a 4.53 at the pro day, but I put gonna be mainly a slot possession receiver, but I do think he can be moved around in the NFL. He was mainly in the slot, but when you got Garrett Wilson and Olave on the outside, there's no real purpose of trying to get him out there. And don't have top end speed, but makes up for it with good crisp routes and short burst and quick change of direction. Played alongside Olave and Wilson, so probably have favorable matchups. Some of the things I've seen also with all this hype, and this is probably one of the main things gaining hype, is the wide receiver coach for Ohio State said that he was better than Garrett Wilson and Olave, and they both said that themselves. But they're in the league. He's not. He's not in the league, so they got to talk him up so he can get drafted high. Is that what you were gonna say?
Well, look, man. I saw a video with like when all three of them were in college and they were interviewing all three of them, and Olave and Wilson said that Smith-Njigba was the best. But I mean, we need to quit just banking on this one video. I mean, people always like, well, listen to what Olave and Wilson said. Like, I don't know if Njigba is gonna be better than Olave and Wilson. Them motherfuckers are good.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. Not in his first year.
And heck, if anything, what I get out of that video is, hey, Garrett Wilson and Olave are great teammates, man. Nice guys, they are.
I like them even more now. I'm gonna draft them even higher.
Shouting out, hey, when I was in high school and I was a senior, I used to say, hey, this freshman was better than me. He really wasn't shit. But just me being such a nice guy, I was like, hey, man, he's so good. He's way better than me. Even though I was way better. But that's just what nice guys do. That's what good teammates do. So, people still think my brother was better than me at basketball. Just because I said so. That's the only reason why.
Nah, he was just better. I mean,
he was
just better. But I do have one thing on him here. He averaged 192 receiving yards per game in his last 5 games in 2021. That's when he was injured last year. He, no risk or you don't need to risk it when you're going to be in the top probably 15 picks in NFL draft. Why go out there and kill yourself? So not many receivers in college or anywhere can put up the kind of stats he put up in 2021.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is I think we're both high on Jaxon Smith-Njigba. But I don't think I necessarily buy into some of the hype that's going on. I mean, obviously they're going to be overhyping these guys, but I mean, like,
well,
easily the best receiver in this class, though.
I get that, but even if you don't buy into the hype or buy into the hype, you're going to draft him at the 105 or 104 to the 10, in between 104 and 106. This is where he's going to go in rookie drafts. Maybe higher if somebody's set at quarterback. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he went earlier than that. In Superflex, that is.
I easily think I would take him over Richardson, who's probably going at the 104 the most. I would take JSN over him. So, yeah, heck, fuck. I mean, I like JSN, so fuck it. There really ain't too much to say. I'm not going to say anything negative about him except for all his production came in one season. And last year, for whatever reason, he was going in and out and didn't really play too much. Had a good Rose Bowl. I can't even remember who it was they played, but
that was when he had like 5 touchdowns in one game or some shit, wasn't it?
So now that I think about it, he might be a little overhyped. People keep watching that damn Rose Bowl.
I guess. I think he's going to be good. I think the hype's warranted, but I don't. Not the hype of him being Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. I mean, anything can happen, but I really think he's more of a Amon-Ra type player than a Justin Jefferson, shit like that.
Big time. I agree, man. You ready to move on? All right. Next, we got Quentin Johnston, and I'm just this dude right here has been just he's just falling, man, in rookie draft ways. I don't know what the NFL is saying about him. They probably, I don't know. They probably still hyped him up. I mean, he's got the size 6'3", 208 pounds with the TCU, second highest recruit ever at TCU. And it's funny because when we was breaking down Zach Evans, he was the highest. So it's like they were stacked, man. They had a nice little recruiting class coming in. But
them Christians got money, especially Christians in Texas. Them Baptists, they'd be stacking up.
He had a 40.5 inch, 40.5 inch vert, broad jump 11.2. So he's athletic as all get out. But I mean, my thing about old Quentin Johnston is in fact, I wrote it down myself. My main thing was he's big, but he plays soft. I think he's soft. I think he's a little small. I sent you a little video. My man Akil Galani sent. People are worried about his hands, and then I guess it was his pro day. He was in the TCU facility and wide open catch. He just, I mean, holy shit! I saw that, and that one little 10-second clip was enough for me to say, I'm off on this guy. Nah, I'm just kidding, but I'm definitely haven't been in on Quentin Johnston as other people have, and he's been falling, and I think rightly so. He's going third among rookies. So, like, it used to be kind of a debate between him and Addison. I think that debate is kind of over.
Washed. Yeah. He's my number 4 ranked in this out with the receivers. I like a couple of the guys better, and it's saying something because I like all the small little jokers better than him. Like, I usually foam at the mouth. I'm like 6'3", 208. God dang, 16.8 yards per catch. Damn. 4.49 at the pro day. Not bad, but I just got a couple things right here. 35 for a big guy. 35% contested catch rate in 2022. That's ass. That's about, I mean, I don't know. That's about as bad as you're going to get for a guy at his size and the way he dominated. We're just hating on him right now, but I got a couple good things. He's incredible with the ball in his hands, picking up yak. He can play. He only plays on the outside, so he'll be at the X spot pretty much the whole time in the NFL, which, Mike Evans and all them, they all made their hay in that. But hands are a concern, like you said. 11% drop rate. That's not good. Not targeted in the national championship game when he was against Kelly Ringo. That's not good. Physical corners give him a problem. But I kind of look at him as, and I said Matt before the show, he's like Christian Watson, but not as fast. Like, you just want to get this man on crossing routes, get the ball in his hands, some screens. He's good with the ball in his hands, and let him roll. But I mean, it's not to say that he can't work on some of these things in the NFL, like his route tree. Yeah. He's athletic as hell, so they're going to find a way to get the ball in his hands. I don't hate him, and I would draft him, but have to be behind them other 3 I was talking about.
Yeah, production goes in and out, soft against press, and like you said, inconsistent through catching through contact. But let's just be real. It's like you said, elite athleticism after he catches the ball. I mean, there's definitely, like, I've seen him mock to, like, Minnesota. I've seen him mock to Minnesota. Like, he goes to Minnesota, I feel like that'll be fine, Definitely not what people were thinking, though, coming out. I think maybe that Georgia game opened eyes, but I don't think you should judge him off the Georgia game. The Dogs, I mean, they got 5-star elite athletes across the board, and TCU's rolling out there with some. They might have. Quentin Johnston. It's like I said, second highest recruit ever. Might have been the only
Yeah.
5-star on the squad. So
Yeah. That game was won at the line of scrimmage all the way through. I mean, there wasn't nothing. There really wasn't, even though he wasn't getting open, but there was no time for Duggan. There was you
right.
can't judge it off that one game. Receivers can only do so much. If the quarterback ain't got time,
And heck, he
and your
went the
contested
fuck
catch
off.
rate is 35%, what the fuck you gonna do?
Went off against Michigan, so
Yep.
little. I ain't gonna sit here and act like he's sorry. I'll definitely draft him at a certain point, but I don't think I'm willing to take him as high. And I think even people on Twitter and all that, I don't think they're willing to take him as high as what they were thinking a few months ago. Anything else to add on our man QJ?
Nope, but I know we're a little negative on him, but I would.
Yeah.
The NFL is going to find a way to get him on the field and get him touches. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Could easily be a top 24 guy on your team. And I know people don't want to hear this, but hey, that might be a good little depth piece. You know what I'm saying? Might not be the superstar you thought, but he could be a solid receiver. Next, I got Josh Downs on this list. 5'9", 171, North Carolina. And I was, because I keep bringing up Akil every now and then because I know he's deep in this rookie stuff right now. And I texted him and I was like, I like Josh Downs' tape. I think he looks pretty good. And he was like, bro, Josh Downs is like 160. So I got him at 171 here. I'm sure that's probably true. He probably is closer to 160, I bet. Probably bulked up for the combine. Hey, 4.48 40, 1.49 10-yard split, 38.5 vert. 2 really good productive years at North Carolina. I've watched a lot of Josh Downs, played with Sam Howell and Drake May, so he had 2 good quarterbacks that he played with. That also helps. ACC Coastal competition helps too. They ain't exactly loaded over there when you're playing against Georgia Tech and you're playing against squads like that. But I gotta give him credit. I like Josh Downs. I like the tape. Good quickness and long speed, good coverage, good change of direction. Man, good catch toughness. He could catch the ball with people around him. Which for his size, I wasn't expecting it, but his weaknesses were small. He was small, drops, struggles with press coverage, and basically no run block ability. So,
Yeah.
that's kind of stuff.
In the slot, you're going to be asked to block linebackers too at 171 pounds. So I don't know how that's going to go. Like Devontae Smith's small, but he plays on the outside a good bit. You ain't asked to block these. They're blocking corners. You ain't asked to be blocking these massive 250-pound linebackers. So it's going to be an issue, like you said.
Man, when I think about my home league and like where Josh Downs could go, that 108 to 110 range, that's like the pocket where I would do not want to be picking right now. Is that 108 to 110, which was probably like I don't know, 111, and super flex is probably like 111 to 202, 203, that little range right there. I could easily see guys like Josh Downs dropping way in rookie drafts. So I would not want to take him in the first round of my rookie draft. I would want to take him in the second round if I could. He's just so small, man. This wide receiving, this whole class is so fucking small, and then he's the smallest of all of them. So it's like,
just kick him out. But some of the things I got on him, we just said QJ had a 35% contested catch rate. This 5'9", 171-pounder has a 72% contested catch rate. So I don't know if you want to take that as Josh Downs being great or QJ being bad. But I got slot receiver who is undersized. He's shifty and a solid route runner. Good at catches when dealing with contact. Physical press corner is going to be a problem. And it's funny you mentioned the run blocking because my exact notes are run blocking will be an issue and may limit his snap counts. So,
Yeah.
overall concern is just he's small, his size, man, and he's played with 2 NFL quarterbacks the last 2
Yeah.
years. Like, so it's not like you can blame it on or just say he's putting up production with bad quarterback play. He's had good quarterback play, and
Yeah.
the defense over there doesn't exist either. So
And they North Carolina, they're one of these schools that are kind of turning it around. They got I forgot his name, Mac something something. Their head coach over there, they're recruiting better and stuff like that. So North Carolina isn't just a program to just sneeze at. But I don't know, man. When you're 171 on a good day, and we're talking about you're in the 160s, like this dude's like my size, Kraft. This dude's for real, my size, 5'9". I might be a little taller, and weigh probably around the same. I weigh a little less than 171 right now, but this dude right here, like the tape, like the film, like the production, just size and just size, man.
yeah, size and mainly being a slot receiver, like best you're gonna get is 5-yard little hook route, and you're not getting anywhere at that size, man, unless you're Deshaun Jackson or some of these outliers that just. But he ran 4.48. He's not even a burner, really.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely concerning. Um,
He's okay though. I did
yeah,
like him. I liked him all right. I just you know the weight thing. It's always a issue for me. I can't get over it.
man. Next, we got Zay Flowers, another guy like Josh Downs. I've watched a lot of Zay Flowers over the years. Another small guy, 5'9", 182 from Boston College. I think I've seen him. He's way as high as 184. Even though it's small, that's still 15 pounds heavier than what we just were talking about with Josh Downs. Ran a 4.42, 1.53 10-yard split, 35 and a half vert, 10.7 broad jump. He's going 84.6 in Superflex ADP, which is fourth among rookie wide receivers. So he's going behind JSN, Addison, QJ, Zay Flowers. Man, if I was ranking it right now, yeah, I'm with
He's
you,
not
Kraft.
too.
Two or three. It's a debate because I like Addison too. I've watched a lot of Addison over the years too. So we'll talk about him next episode. But Zay, I mean, sheesh. I mean, you. Let's see. Sudden feet, routes are fast, ball skills, tracks the deep ball. Um, had a little bit of a dropping problem sometimes. Sometimes lack of strength to complete these contested catches, but he's starting to catch the hype. Zay Flowers, I saw today, was wrapping up his little meetings. Tennessee was the last meeting he was going to until boom, boom. Adam Schefter said that Patrick Mahomes wanted to talk to Zay Flowers, so riding up to Kansas City. So the hype is
That
real.
yeah.
Hey, Zay Flowers probably one of my favorite players in this whole thing. He's small, but he's getting some crazy comps, stuff that I don't agree with. But I know Akil had told me he was buying into Zay Flowers, saying some people were saying he might be like an Antonio Brown, and I was like, no, he's
Yep.
not.
That's the
But
comp that I've been hearing too. And but he has been training with Antonio Brown. That is true. Like in his workouts. And that's one thing that I mean, shit, I don't know the guy personally, so but I've just heard great things about him. He didn't transfer, he stuck with it. Um if you're working out with Antonio Brown, say what you want to about all the shit he's been doing lately, but as a hard worker, and he was one of the hardest workers, on the field. And everything I seen, I didn't have one negative really about him. Maybe he gets in a hurry sometimes, and every route's kind of run at the same speed. He needs to work on a little when it's zone coverage, trying to sit down in the zone. But I mean, Boston College, that was their whole offense. They just tried to give this guy the ball in open field on
yeah,
end around screens. You know, he's my favorite one in the open field. I mean, can't nobody tackle this man when he gets the ball in his hands.
yeah. I mean, Zay Flowers is definitely legit. Like I
He's not
said,
limited
going.
to the slot neither. He can play
Yeah.
outside too.
Uh, Kraft, you forgot to mention he is not an early declare, so knock him
We
down a
can't
notch, knock him
can't
down.
draft her. Can't draft her.
So he must be ass. Plays,
Un-
yeah, like you said, plays mostly in the slot, but he definitely lines up out wide. He can line up anywhere. Zay Flowers, probably, I would say he's as NFL ready as any of these guys. Ready to
Good
come in and compete
hands.
now.
Good hands. The only thing I'm concerned about is just in the NFL, you don't have to. You need to be able to read your defenders, and you don't have to run everything at the same speed. You got to be able to set defenders up and set your routes up a little better. He's just quick, and he uses it, and he's got good hands. But not to say he's just an athlete. He's a decent route runner. Just needs a little bit of improvement.
Both of us high on Zay Flowers. So next, I got wide receiver out of SMU. I got Rashee Rice, 6'1", 204, ran a 4.5, 140, 1.49, 10-yard split, 41-inch vert, 10.8 broad jump. He's going 10th among rookies in the Superflex ADP right now. One thing I want to, let's see, he has good size, length and speed, vertical separation, contested catches. Good when the play breaks down. He's running back to the quarterback. He's hustling. He's making plays. But like things I didn't like detailed in his route running. Too content to play some jump ball. I didn't write that one down. I stole that one. So, but and another thing is he's got to prove he can beat some man press. But Rashee Rice, SMU out there in Texas. I've seen some people real high on Rashee Rice. I like him. He's okay. 6'1", these guys right here that I'm realizing in this rookie draft is these wide receivers that are going later. Some of these guys actually have the size and stuff, but may not have the production and stuff like that. So maybe Rashee Rice is a guy you take a shot at later in the draft.
Yeah, good. He did have good production. 96 receptions is a lot in college. And 14 yards per catch. That's impressive too. I really liked I liked how athletic he was. What'd you say his vertical elite was, like 41?
41, yep.
Yeah, extremely athletic, can go up and get it. You said a little bit something about the jump ball, but I mean, I've seen a lot of contested catches out of this guy. But he's kind of a one-trick pony in that way, though. I don't really think he's great on his shorter routes and his intermediate routes. And when he gets a ball in his hands, it's really nothing special. That's kind of what I see out of him. He seems like a one-trick pony to me right now, but you get the right coaching, I guess. You can make athletes like this work. Just got to improve his route running, and he's a shot in your rookie draft, probably a third rounder.
One thing I was kind of wondering is that I was just listening to another podcast, and the Rashee Rice apparently played with a broken toe for most of last year. So I was kind of wondering if that maybe affected, like, people hating on his detail, the route running and stuff like that. But, I mean, the dude's toe might be broke. He don't want to finish out these routes where the ball ain't coming. So I don't know. He's just kind of, I want to kind of see where he goes, and let's just see what happens. But yeah, I'm with you. Shot in the dark. Rashee Rice, 6'1". Not bad. Film looked okay. Contested catches. So
what do you think the difference between him and Quentin Johnston is, though? Just based on my main take on that one is just Quentin Johnston, when the ball in his hands, he's just great at breaking tackles. He's just hard to bring down.
way more athletic.
Rashee Rice don't really have that in his arsenal.
Yeah, dude. Quentin Johnston's just more athletic, can do stuff that yak, catch the ball and go. And then Rashee Rice can catch the contested balls, which QJ cannot do. The dude's struggling in his
Very
own
true.
facilities, catching his own passes over there. I mean, I don't know, man. I just can't get over that. I can't get over that video kill Shelby.
Just oxygen is the
Uh,
only thing contested that catch. Carbon, what is it? Carbon dioxide. I don't know what's floating around.
I'm just thinking that my family turkey bowls, like when you drop a pass wide open like that, you hear about that for years to come. So it's just funny to see that motherfucker dropping that
Hey,
shit.
Christian Watson did it, man. Christian Watson did it on his first 75-yard touchdown pass.
Wide open too.
Wide open. Good God.
All right, man. Shoot, let's just go on to the next one. Our last one. Rakim Jarrett. Didn't really know much about Rakim Jarrett. I just turned the tape on. I just pretty much said, let's break him down. I seen he was going in some rookie drafts. What's Maryland? 6 foot, 192. He's just really a high recruited out of high school. Is really,
yeah,
to me, pretty much what he's going off of. But 4.4, 4.44, 40-yard dash, 1.51 10-yard split, 35.5 vert, 10.3 broad. Going 13th among rookies. He's got an NFL body type. That's what I put down. Quick feet, willing to go through the middle. Yards after the catch was good, but his routes were undisciplined. Ball skills wasn't really impressive, and finishing the route, which I don't know. Can't really say too much about finishing the route. I mean, who knows why he was doing that shit. Finish your route, kid. But but yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, I put talented. Just needs to put it all together. How about that, Kraft? Does that sound good?
That was perfect. I put is an athlete, but not an NFL receiver. He's probably not going to see the field. I might be wrong. I just don't see he's going to see the field anytime soon. He had production's not really there. 62 receptions for 829 and 5 TDs. That's his best year. That was 2021. But like you said, the high 5-star, prototypical, just perfect body type for receiver. Has all the physical ability and has all the metrics that you're looking for. But I don't think he's going to be drafted to be a starter or anything like that. He's going to need some coaching. Wouldn't be surprised if, a couple years from down the road, we might hear a little bit from him, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, just another little shot in the dark guy. There might be other guys. I would definitely take shots on these running backs before I take a shot on. He ain't on my draft board, I'll say that. But we owe it to the people to break him down a little bit anyways. Rakim Jarrett out of Maryland. But that about wraps up our wide receiver talk. Episode 1, part 1. Like I said, JSN, Quentin Johnston, Josh Downs, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, Rakim Jarrett. Kraft, anything else we need to say about this set of wide receivers right here?
We just got one more episode for receivers, and then, I guess we can do some tight ends if you want to.
I guess we can fucking talk about those bums for a little bit. Tight end class is pretty good this year, is what they say. So, and you know what? From what I see, it is probably pretty good compared to the past. So we'll definitely talk about some tight ends. But yeah, man. Thanks for listening to another episode. 5-star review. Everything's in the descriptions. Just add us on everything. Kraft, man. What else do we got to say to the folks?
NFL draft coming up. We got, like we said, just a couple more episodes of these rookies, and then it is draft time. I asked Noah today, Matt, what do you get more excited for, the NFL draft or the Super Bowl? If your team's not in it.
And I guess I'm gonna say draft, man. Especially now these days.
With the Super Bowl, you know that it's going to be a good time, but when it's over, football's over for a long time. This is like the start. Yeah, like after the draft, we get all our startups going, we get all our rookie drafts going, and and then you're working on trades and everything for your dynasty leagues until the season starts, pretty much. So it's gonna be exciting come next Thursday.
Yep. I can't wait, man. Can't wait. Yep. So I had the podcast, but hey, that about wraps it on up. So we out.
Peace.